Where are the fun, hot hatchbacks or performance sedans with 300 plus horsepower? You have adequate technology and a gutless engine under the hood. Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. In this video, I have the 2025 KIA Seltos SX All-Wheel Drive. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all of its different features, take it in a drive, and give you guys my final verdict by the end of this video. But you know what? It does have remote start, so we're going to lock the doors. Hold down the key fob to power this 1.6 turbo. Take it away. There we go. Now that's more like it. But now, let's go ahead. Drum roll. Get into this review. Whoa! Look on the outside of the 2025 KIA Seltos SX All-Wheel Drive. This is your key fob with the Kia logo. You also have your remote start feature right there, as is your lock, unlock, tailgate release, and panic button on the side of the key fob. As good, this vehicle is $33,855, dressed in a Pluton Blue exterior on a Black SynTex interior. Now looking a little bit more at the front end design, you have a new interpretation of the Kia Tiger Nose grille, front and center. You also have a full LED headlight setup right here, with your LED low and high beams right here, DRLs on the sides, as well as your LED turn signals just below, and also LED fog lights further down below in the front bumper right here. You also have a sensor for the Kia DriveWise driver assist tech, which you will try out on the road. Now coming over to the wheels, we have an 18-inch Star gloss black wheel wrapped in the all-season tire. Your mirror caps right here with LED turn signals and blind spot information. You also have keyless entry for the front door handles right here. This is your window sticker. Check out the description below for all options and features of this particular version right here. You also do have a moonroof up top to give you an air filling inside of the cab. Now speaking of dimensions, it's 172.6 inches long from nose to tail with 7.3 inches of ground clearance. Also over here on the driver's side, you have a 13.2 gallon gas tank. The release is on the interior. Coming around to the rear design, you have a LED taillight setup back here for your LED brake lights, as well as halogen turn signals and reverse lights. Opening the tailgate, which is powered. Boom. Behind the second row seats, you'll find 26.6 cubic feet of space. Now the seats do fold down in a 60-40 fashion right here. When you do fold down the seats, that will expand to 62.8 cubic feet of space. This is for your cargo net box right here. As you see, I have my equipment over here on this side. You also do have a temporary spare tire down below with a subwoofer for the Bose sound system, which you'll try out in 1 second. To close the tailgate, you can use the button up top. But now, let's head under the hood where all the action happens in the new Seltos. Now under the hood of this Seltos right here, you have a 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder, which makes 195 horsepower with 195 pound-foot of torque. It uses an 8-speed automatic transmission while getting 24 city, 27 highway, and 25 combined. Curb weight for this all-wheel drive version is rated at 3,363 pounds. Let me get a 3/4 front shot. Boom. But now, let's hit the interior where all the action happens in the new Seltos. We are going to start in the back seats, of course. With the seat mostly back at 5'6", I have about 3.5 inches of legroom. As far as headroom goes back here, I have about 2.5 to 3 inches of headroom in the rear seat accommodations. You have your window controls right here, as well as 2 integrated USB-C ports further down below, and 2 air vents right there. And also your storage compartment over here on this side. Here's a quick look to the cockpit. Boom. But now let's hit the driver's seat where all the action happens in the new Seltos. Hitting the interior, this is a Black SynTex interior. You have a 10-way power driver's seat with your power bottom support, as well as your back support, and a 2-way lumbar support right here. Now the passenger does have a 4-way manual adjustable seat. Over here on the door panels, you do have your window and mirror controls right here. You also do have a manual tilt, telescoping steering column right there. Your cluster illumination, as well as your traction control, and your tailgate release button is right here. Whew, it's 90 out there. What does it say? 94. It's actually 94 out there. Man, I'm sweating like a bull. But sitting on the interior, you have this 3-spoke steering wheel right here, which will show all your various different functions. But you do have your light controls, as well as your wipe controls over here on this side. You have all your voice command and media functions over here on the left-hand side. And you can also change your cluster and KIA Drive Assist Tech over here on my right-hand side. Now this is a 10.25-inch cluster. So as you can see right here, I do have the main speedo up front and center in the middle. I have my speedo tack. I can toggle over for my MPG settings right here. Navigation heading, tire pressures, as well as your all-wheel drive traction to show you where it's sending power, whether it's using the front wheels or all 4 wheels to propel you forward. You can also put up your driver assist view right there, and back to your main homepage right there. Now looking over here at the infotainment, this is also a 10.25-inch display right here. Now it does have wired CarPlay and Android Auto, which do have plugged up with my iPhone. So let's start out with a quick audio test. Now it does have a 8-speaker Bose sound system, so let's try it out. Now I have to say, Bose in the mainstream segment has always been the best when it comes to bass and sound quality. But going back to your main page right here, you go over to your KIA page. This is your main home page right here with all your media functions. You can scroll over right here to pull up a navigation setting. So let's try a navigation test. As you see, navigation is very quick and easy to find a prompt with no problem at all. Going back to your home page right here, your CarPlay settings, phone connections, climate control can also be pulled up right here inside of the infotainment. A valet mode, your quiet mode settings are right here. Now one thing I want to show you guys too is the sound mode lamp right here. So as you can see, they have a little bit of accent lighting, which you can change all the various different colors right here. So I can go to a violet cloud, peaceful forest. You can really change between all these various different colors right here. Or you can also incorporate it into your music as well, which is one little cool feature. So let me show you guys with that selected on with the Apple CarPlay yet again. You see like the little white light pulsing right here with the beat. Man, that is such a vibe right there, just having that feature activated. But going back to your main page right here, your HD radio data for your AM, FM, Sirius XM radio settings, as well as your vehicle setups right here. So if you go into that mode right there, you can also pull up all your driver assist functions under this page right here for your KIA Drive Assist Tech. Going back to your home page, you can also change the cluster settings, which we'll talk about when we do actually go to the drive mode portion, so I can show you guys all the animations and graphics. Climate control settings, light settings are right here. Your door settings, you also have the smart trunk, so stand behind the vehicle for 3 seconds and it'll open up automatically. Digital key functions for your key fob, you can use your phone as your key. You also have your convenience settings right here for your wireless phone charger, and so on right there. Navigation, sound settings, a couple other functions right here for your user profiles, screen layout displays, and also a preset button right here, which is very important if you want to have a shortcut button for a specific feature that you like the most. It is also on the steering wheel as well. HD radio data, so on. You also have your media functions, your KIA Connect, as well as your notifications, and a built-in user's manual right here. You have your push button start further down below, and a single zone climate control right here, so you can control your temperature and stuff right here on this side, and a couple of shortcut buttons for your infotainment, for your map, navigation, that preset favorite button I was talking about, track forward and back, radio, media, and a setup button right there with your volume and 2 knobs on the outsides. Looking further down below, you have your wireless phone charger pad right there, and some charger ports. Now right now for the infotainment, to get the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to work, it is wired, so you have to plug up right here to this USB-A port. This USB-C port is just for charging over here, and you also have a 12-volt charger right there. Now looking further down below in the main center console, this is your drive mode selector right here. So right now we're in normal. I can go over to a sport mode. You can see the graphics do change up, and also smart mode, which is adaptive. You also have 3-stage heated and cooled front seats right here. Let me zoom so you guys can see that. And also a shortcut button for your backup camera right here, which I will show you guys. It does have trajectory lines and so on. And obviously it does come on when you have the vehicle in reverse right here. Go down for neutral drive. And also you do have a sport transmission mode right there for even more aggressive shifts. A all-wheel drive lock function is over here on this side. Your passenger heated and cooled seats, as well as a hill descent function. Like, who's actually going to off-road a Seltos? Who knows? But you also have a parking sensor defeat button right there for the rear. An electronic parking brake further down below with a auto hold function. And 2 cup holders, so a pretty good size. You also have your glove box over here on this side. Now looking up top, you do have your mirror right here with all your telematics and SOS button functions right here. Some illumination, as well as a moonroof right here, which does tilt and slide open to give you an air filling inside of the cab. But now, let's go ahead and take the new Kia Seltos for a drive and see how it does in the rear one. So let's go. We're live in 3, 2, 1. First, setting up behind the wheel of the 25 Seltos SX. Speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, I can see very good over the hood, as are the side mirrors, and even out the back. Now, the first thing you notice is how much torque, low-down torque, this 1.6 liter turbo does have, with 195 horsepower and also 195 pound-foot of torque. It is paired with this 8-speed automatic, which is very smooth shifting. And also, speaking of seat comfort, it is great. I do have 3-stage heated and cooled front seats. Let me throw in those cool seats right there because it is about 90 degrees out here, and that really comes in clutch on a hot day like today. Now, speaking about the technology aspect of this new Seltos, you have a dual 10.25 inch display setup right here. And I have to say, I do like this cluster right here in front of me. When you do change all the various different drive modes, it'll change the different themes. So right now you have smart mode, which is the mode we're starting off in, which is adaptive, so it'll change based on throttle inputs. So if you're just chilling around, docile driving, it'll be in like its normal drive mode. But then when you go and give it a little bit more gas, it'll switch over into a sport mode. It's such a cool feature. You also have a sport mode right there, and then you can go back to your regular normal mode for everyday driving. Now, speaking of MPG, this one is rated at 24 city, 27 highway, and 25 combined. The low-down torque is just insane with this vehicle. Now, obviously, if you guys know, oh look, there's another Seltos. Now, obviously, this 1.6 was originally powered with a 7-speed DCT transmission, which did definitely jerk at low speeds. And I have to say, this 8-speed automatic is 10 times better. Now, obviously, Hyundai/Kia has refined the 7-speed DCT, but in this application right here, I think the 8-speed automatic fits this perfectly. Now, speaking about the infotainment system, which I said is also a 10.25 inch display. Now, you do have wired CarPlay and Android Auto, so you have to plug in your wire, which is one thing that really bums me out about this vehicle. I did wish that it did have wireless CarPlay. A lot of their competitors offer wireless CarPlay and Android Auto, and that's probably the one gripe I do have with this infotainment. But other than that, everything else is very typical Hyundai, Kia, like easy to use and so on. Now, it's funny when you look at the class leader, the Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid XSC, like this fully loaded status and so on. I have to say that's definitely like the king of the segment in terms of like the standards. You had the perfect balance of horsepower and in a hybrid powertrain that I believe gets in the 40s as far as MPG does go, which obviously if you want a hybrid version of this, you just go for the Nero. But hey, what if you like the styling of the Seltos but you want the hybrid package? Now that will be a good idea. Now, speaking about the ride quality, it is also great. I do have a McPherson suspension up front with a multi-link suspension out back, paired with these 18-inch wheels. This is a stark gloss black wheel design. And you know, it's funny, right? It actually reminds me of the last generation Santa Fe calligraphy a bit with the wheel design and of how it looks. Let's switch back over into smart mode. I just like the flexibility of smart mode overall, just driving around town. And I think that's the beauty about this 1.6 turbo as a whole, is the passing power. That torque, the acceleration, the power. When you think of like these compact SUVs, you think of a slow vehicle that barely gets out of its own way, that is gutless. But this right here is paired so well in this package right here. The car's about 3,300 pounds or so, and it feels so good. Now, at the end of the day, like I said in my intro, I think I would love a Forte 5-door hatchback with like 300 plus horsepower. Now, that's my personal opinion of what I would want if I was, shopping for a vehicle. Something like that, but, a little more fresh. Have you guys seen that new K4? That looks so sweet. I'm super excited to review that right there. And my voice cracked yet again. Now, the sound system is also great. It is a Bose 8-speaker sound system, and I'm going to be honest, in the mainstream segment, I don't think it gets no better than Bose itself. Look a little more at the infotainment system right here. You also have this sound mood lamp thing right here, which, like I said in my walk around, when you play in your music, it'll like the ambient lighting down here on this dashboard, it'll actually like pulse, which is so cool. Now, obviously, you can't just put it in a regular LED ambient lighting mode and just have the little strip, come on and off and so on. Going to try a quick acceleration when we get up here, since we have a RAV4 in front of us. Let's see if we can get a little brake boost in, since this has the 8-speed automatic. Alright, let's try a quick acceleration. Sport mode. We'll turn off AC to get full power. Like I said, more than enough acceleration for a daily basis, and I just like the turbo. It's so punchy. This 1.6 liter is just brimming with character. This is fun. Now, in reality, you really don't need any more than this amount of power or acceleration, especially in a vehicle like this compact segment right here. Rest in peace, Kona, and that had 276 horsepower and like a little hot hatch like this SUV, but it was only front wheel drive only. This 8-speed automatically just bangs off shifts. What I like too in sport modes that you have like these cool little red gauges right here with like the kind of gray-white background, which looks so cool. So it actually gives you like the little animations when you do change all of your different drive modes. Ooh. Road's definitely a little jarring, I ain't gonna lie. Oh look, this is a Mark IV Super, sweet. Oh, and he has the Targa top off. You see, at the end of the day, I'm a car guy. I love the performance aspect of having a fun daily driver. One more 0 to 60 test for good measure. Sport mode, traction off, brake boosted. Ooh. We don't want to catch no air over here. But let's turn traction back on. And I would say the sport shift thing actually makes a huge difference versus before, early in the video where I just like gave it a low gas. That sport transmission keeps the revs a little bit higher so you can get a little bit more power. Oh look, even better, the light is green. Let me switch it back over into its smart adaptive mode right here. Now you do have the full suite of KIA drive assist technology. So you have automatic emergency braking, blind spot information lane keeping assist with steer assist, and you also have the smart adaptive cruise control, which if you get a little bit closer to the Civic right here, we'll try that out. I'm going to set my speed. Uses the camera up top as well as the sensor on the front bumper to follow the traffic in front of it. I can set my speed right here. And my following distance, I can go all the way out to 4 or all the way down to 1. And like I said in all of my videos, I think 2 or 3 is the perfect middle ground, so you're not following too close or too far away. You also do have steer assist, so I veer over. As you see right there, it'll pull you back over into your lane. This adaptive cruise is really coming in clutch with all the traffic outside. There we go. Now to get the adaptive cruise to fire right back up, you have to push on the switch and it'll start moving yet again. There's an ambulance coming. Ambulance. Now as we get a little bit closer to the dealership, let me get into the conclusion of what I think overall about the new KIA Seltos SX. Now, funny enough, I actually didn't know nothing about this vehicle until I just decided one day I woke up. I'm like, you know what? Let me do a review on the Kia, and the Seltos came up on the list. So I was like, you know what? And I reviewed one. Let me try it out. Now, what I have to say I do like is all the technology that you do get, minus the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which drives me crazy for the price point. I think that should, you know, come in an update or whatever. You'd have a bumping Bose sound system. You have all the driver assist tech that you'd ever want, adaptive cruise, lane keeping assist, and so on. And the main driving point of this new Seltos right here is the 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder. You have a little bit more punchy fun and more of a frenetic feel, thrill, and so on. And that's what really just sets the Seltos apart from everything else in the segment. Now, in my personal opinion, I think the Toyota Corolla Cross probably suits most people needs a little bit more than this right here, if I'm really being honest. I mean, that being the class leader itself. And obviously, I've been trying to find one for months, and that shows you something that if they can't even keep them on the lot and they sell out before they even hit the lot, that's how good the product is. But other than that, that's all I really had to say though about this new Seltos. I do like the cool accent lighting thing that, you know, pulses with the music and so on. And you just have all of your infotainment stuff right here in your line of sight. Everything is very easy to use, my bad. And you have all your functions right here that you ever want for a SUV with pretty good trunk space. And if you fold down the seats, that will expand to 62.8 cubic feet of space. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This is Chris signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.